Good afternoon, everyone. Gabe Velazquez here with you, TransportTrainSolutions.com on a Tuesday, 21st day of July. We have chip stocks rallying, NVIDIA rallying, and therefore NASDAQ is rallying. As I wrote about in the piece this weekend, that really is driving the bus. All the semiconductor stocks are rebounding again to some degree. Standouts are like Coinbase and so forth, stocks trying to break out. Bitcoin. Let's get right into the charts again. Subscribe to the newsletter. Um, put some commentary in the chat. Um, so I want to actually start with Bitcoin because Bitcoin is at an interesting juncture here. Looking at the chart of MBT, which is the Bitcoin micro futures contract, you'll see that it is right up against a major supply zone, which um, was an inflection point back in early June. We came down, made the new low, made that double bottom. Question, obviously, here is this a breakout? And we both go back up to 74K or even up to the more recent highs in March, which is 82K, where we filled that gap and then failed. This is really going to be interesting. Now, here's the bottom line, because it's a risk on asset. If the NASDAQ and the major averages in the stock market uh, continue to rally, I suspect that this will boost uh, crypto, right? Bitcoin in particular. If, however, for whatever reason, let's say Google misses earnings uh, and you get another big downdraft in the NASDAQ, let's say some of the mega caps miss next week, whatever, I don't think Bitcoin is going to go a lot higher. That being said, we'll watch it to see. That's going to be really interesting to see. With regards to the S&P, um, I made mention this morning to my group here at TTS that we are basically in a consolidation here, more or less. We zoom in and you can see the S&P is forming uh, somewhat of a consolidation right along here. Uh, Key levels now at the downside are now the 74, 74 area, which I think I mentioned in Friday's video here. And obviously tomorrow is going to be critical. We've got Alphabet, Google reporting. We got ServiceNow. The reaction to Alphabet is going to be very interesting to see, and that should uh, either bring the S&P back down to here and then break down, or we launch out to new highs. Today, you can see the NASDAQ because of all the chip stocks rallying. Incidentally, there is a supply zone that will be tested right there in the NASDAQ. So that's going to be, we get a positive reaction from Alphabet tomorrow. We're probably going to end up somewhere up here. And then obviously the big resistance there. But overall, still largely range trading. VIX kind of hanging around 17, lots of complacency, not really going anywhere. Rates are creeping higher, I think, until we get above this 460 area. I think that's going to be the next big level to watch in 10-year yields. You can see right here, kind of closing in on that. And then if that gets taken out, we got 5% is the next level there. Dollar is tracking rates somewhat. Looks like the dollar wants to break out. We'll see if that happens. We got a Fed meeting next week. Gold, again, the same discussion with gold and the dollar that we just had with Bitcoin and the risk on assets. Can gold rally in the midst of a strong dollar? We will see. Looks like so far it's trying to bottom here. Uh, However, I think a strong dollar will probably put the brakes on any big rallies in gold. We'll see. Uh, anything is possible. Could they just break away and say and rally even in the midst of a strong dollar? We'll see. Standout today was the copper. Looks like copper is going to go make a new high, and how high it's going to go. What typically happens with copper is it makes a new high and pulls back. You saw that here, pulls back. So now we're at an interesting point here, 668. There's nothing above the charts. Maybe it goes to 7. Oil, as we know, is rallying again. Um, and it's right against that gap once more. Um, you can see that gap is holding so far. Could it roll over again from here? We'll have to see. So it's again, oil is at a very critical juncture. If it breaks 85, you're probably looking at 90. I wrote about this over the weekend as well. Nat gas just churning. Uh, Looks like it wants to hold here at this 283. I think a breakout above 96 takes it up to 3020. We'll have to see what happens. Grains, been talking about this for a while. Uh, Kind of pausing here. They've had a pretty nice run, especially the soybeans. We're at a very interesting area in soybeans also, right along this 1250. See if we break out and then maybe go higher. Similar with wheat and corn. So these are something for futures traders, something to watch out for after these long kind of back and forth kind of big trading ranges. Typically, you're going to see a big breakout like you did here. So all in all, again, tomorrow is going to be an important day with the first of the mega caps reporting. We also have Tesla, incidentally, uh, and ServiceNow, and we'll see how that goes. Um, but all in all, you still have the rotation, you still have the averages kind of just meandering about here. What's going to change that? We'll have to see. Going into the end of July, by the way, we do have some seasonal changes in August and September, which are typically been very negative over the last several years. So that's where we're at. If you want any further information, contact me at the links below, and I will have a class coming up here again. Have a great week, and we'll see you on Friday. Take care.